good evening and welcome to the Ribble Valley Jazz and Blues Festival 2021. I'm Gary and I'm going to be here as your host throughout the weekend. And we're here in the wonderful settings of the Grand here in Clitheroe, up in the northwest of England. This is going to be the studio setting for the weekend, and what we're going to be doing is inviting people along for interviews, all that kind of thing. So I'm just getting comfy now. I think what we're going to do, I'm going to invite two very special people up to start off with. First of all, Festival Director Sue Bradley. Hi, Sue. And I think Miles as well. Miles Peachy as well, Festival Treasurer.
Thanks, man. Are we squeezing on?
You can.
Cheers, dude.
Well, it's exciting. Absolutely. I mean, after the disappointment of last year, you know, and everything that's gone on, to actually be here now doing it is wonderful.
Here we are.
Here we are. Yes. I think Sue's mic's not quite turned on. Is that correct? Just double check that.
Is mine working? Can you hear me, world? It's a bit weird. We're on a lag down here, so it's.
On our monitor here.
Yeah.
Yes. We haven't to look at that. I think we're not on yet. Can we try a different microphone for Sue? Here we go.
I think yours was the red one, Sue.
Is that one working? No. Is that one working? That's good.
Oh, can you hear me?
So anyway, we're all here now. Okay. What I want to do first of all, I just want to. Just a quick recap of the kind of things that we can expect this weekend, and there's so much to look forward to, so many exciting things. We've just heard to start off the festival with Paul Rigby and his big band radio show.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks to Paul for that. Yes, that's right.
Showcasing the Ribble Valley Jazz Big Band, I do believe. Thank you very much, Paul.
We've got coming up at 8 o'clock the Nicola Foreign Trio. Nicola is wonderful. She's been played many times here for us, the Ribble Valley Jazz and Blues, and it's always a pleasure to welcome her back. So we're really looking forward to that. They've done the sound check, and as always,
that's quite soon, isn't it?
It's quite soon.
Is she ready?
They've done the sound check, so we're going to keep talking until it's time for the show.
She's got a fantastic ensemble with her, hasn't she?
Absolutely.
Fabulous
Great musicians.
players.
Absolutely, yeah. Yes. And then coming up later on, we've got Neutrino. Who are youngish trio with special guest Blanty as well, who's going to be joining them later on. And we also have something quite exciting as well afterwards. We have the first Jeff Jackson Award as well.
The Jackson Jazz and Blues Award.
That's right. Do you want to tell us something about that, Miles?
Well, yeah, if I can remember anything, because I'm starstruck being on the stage and I don't know what to say exactly. But Jeff Jackson's coming in, isn't he? And he is going to present the award to the Neutrino Band. And they deserve it.
We can talk a little bit about the history of this award.
Sure, yeah.
Yes,
because
please do.
This was really very much to do with Jeff. Jeff, I mean, so many people know Jeff, and he was a mainstay and founder of the whole festival and was so hands-on right the way through, you know, every
I wonder if he's
festival.
watching right now.
I hope he is. But he was fantastic, and his spirit's here, and he's going to be here very soon. You know, we gave him all sorts of accolades, and, you know, we wondered what on earth he would really appreciate to be able to, you know, kind of mark his legacy as he kind of goes into retirement. And basically what we thought the best thing to do was that he'd always want to give, and he'd also want to give to new bands, new music, new young people starting on their kind of first steps. So that's why we came up with that award.
That's why it's perfect,
I think. That's why it's perfect. And this is the very first year that it's going to be given. So
and hopefully it will be given every year. And Jeff might mention that later. But the Neutrinos are winning it this year. Well, actually, they won it last year, didn't they? But last year didn't really happen. So they've been waiting a very long time to get the award. But we will be looking for somebody to award in 2022. So that's something to look forward to as well.
And it's great because we'll be learning from this year and learning from the people who've been involved in this year and then carrying that on and keep posted on exactly how that award is given next year.
They're a wicked band, and we'll get to see them later, of course. So yeah, I'm just delighted. They're brilliant.
And it'd be great to see Jeff as well, because I haven't seen Jeff for so long as well.
I haven't seen Jeff. I've seen Jeff outside Tesco's, and he looked very good.
So maybe we can grab a few words with Jeff as well a little bit later on. That would be that would be really good. That would be good. Okay, I'm just gonna just a quick look through some of the other things that we've got to look forward to over the weekend. John Pope Quintet, although this time it's a quartet. This time
it's a bit magic. This time,
it's a little bit different, and he's got a special guest as well.
I just got to position the cushions for the social media team. They've got to be lined up.
This is our festival sofa. I hope you're on your sofa. This is our sofa, you see, and it's all specially dressed, especially for the festival.
Should it be like that?
And we have to work out what the kind of angle of the cushion should be.
It's all good.
So, if you want to kind of like write on the YouTube chat and so on, tell us how we should be positioning these cushions, that would be fantastic.
Also, I forgot to mention as well that we do have 3 festival showcases as well, which we're going to be playing throughout the weekend. And the first one starts this evening. And with that, we've got, I think it's basically some of the musicians who should have performed last year, who we obviously didn't get a chance to do, and some of the local musicians as well.
That's right.
All contributing and supplying music for us to play, especially commissioned for the weekend.
Absolutely, but they're the people that turn Clitheroe and the Ribble Valley into Jazz Central on this weekend each year, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So they've all got a bit of kind of like a showcase to be able to show off.
Absolutely, yeah. And I know tonight is going to be good. We've got Gaynor Sutcliffe from Western Valley Hot Club, and Peter Riley from the Swing Commanders, and the daughter Maisie as well. That's coming up. The Trumpeteers, you may find one of the committee members.
Oh yeah, he's good.
And Terry Birtwistle as well is going to be performing, and there might be another committee member as well performing in that one as well. So look out for that one a little bit.
It's one big family.
It certainly is. Okay. I was briefly just talking about tomorrow. Also, Yatri as well, which is a band who I'm not too familiar with, but I've been listening to them for the last few days, and I'm really looking forward to that.
We're very lucky to have them on board, I think.
We are.
Absolutely.
We really are, and they've really kind of given a lot of energy to be with us. People have travelled up from around the country, and they've really been pushing into rehearsing and making sure, because they've got some new material coming out in May, so they're showcasing that. We're so lucky to have them.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Just looking at the list also, Shunya as well. Alan Keary is going to be coming. He's doing it's like a workshop session, this one, isn't it? Which is going to be good, because all festivals need a workshop or two, don't they? And that's going to be really good. Alan working with electronics and
well, he has. I think he has a violin, and he plays a few instruments, but he only uses the violin to make every sound in the track. And he ends up with like 30 different pieces that make up the track, and he builds it in front of you. So
yeah, anybody who's ever seen Shun, you'll see, will know what an experience it is. He just builds up the layers, does it all himself. Yeah. So that's going to be great, and he's going to be explaining how he does it as well. So that's going to be really good. That's on tomorrow. Not Now Charlie. Now I know that Phil Lee is a big fan of theirs. They're going to be finishing off pretty much tomorrow evening as well. We've also got coming up this weekend Emma Johnson's Gravy Boat as well, another band who I've just started listening to, and again I'm really looking forward to that one. That's going to be.
She's just in the process, or just releasing her first album, I believe. So it's quite an exciting time for that band.
We'll find out about that then on Sunday and ask her about that. If we get
very
a chance
much
to
part
do.
of the Leeds kind of vibrancy, the kind of like the really good music coming out of Leeds at the moment.
Yes. One that I'm quite excited about actually is the Moore, Moderelli and Riot trio. Being a lover of world music myself, that's got very strong Indian flavours, classical Indian flavours, and an amazing tabla player as well. So I'm really looking forward to that on Sunday. And for the first time, we've got a blues headliner.
Yeah.
The Kyla Brox Band on Sunday evening.
back
You
the
know,
blues,
I know
fabulous.
Victor Brox played a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
but Kyla to finish off and performing here, that's going to be great. And this is the first year that it's the Jazz and Blues Festival, because in the past it's always been the Jazz Festival.
Well, it's a bit of a it's always been there, but it's just not been very well expressed. Put it like that.
That's right. That's right.
But it's really nice because, you know, people will remember the Rose and Crown, and into the future, the Rose and Crown, I hope, has been our blues stage. Fantastic bands that we've had there. So it really has a place, and we're delighted that Kyla can be with us, because I think she's really looking forward to getting back to the whole band. I mean, I think she's had one occasion when she's been able to play
I think
the
that's
whole band.
one of the major things about this for me is that musicians get to come and play. They haven't been able to do it. When we had last September, we had Yates. What's he called?
Neil Yates.
Neil Yates come up
yes.
from Wales. He said, "I haven't played for 6 months. It's such a delight to be playing, and it's great to be doing this weekend." And well, there's quite, as you say, quite a few musicians lined up, so they all get some action, which is grand.
I think we should take this moment actually to hear from a couple of people. First of all, we've got a message from the Clitheroe Mayor, so we should be so
Respect.
Let's go to that, if we can go to that one.
Hi, I'm Stuart Fletcher, Mayor of Clitheroe, and I'm delighted to support the Ribble Valley Jazz Festival. I've enjoyed taking part in previous years, and it's great to see how the festival has adapted with this year's virtual event. The Jazz Club and the festival help to support local artists and local businesses. So please tune in, take advantage of the offers from local restaurants and takeaways, and have fun. See you there.
No.
We're live now. Okay, so we just missed that. We just missed that.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, we didn't quite. It didn't happen on
Has
our
the world
monitor.
seen-
It didn't happen on our monitor, so we was looking for it. It didn't quite happen.
The
but,
Mayor of Clitheroe, Stuart Fletcher, has gone out to the world with his message.
he has gone out to the world with his message.
Well,
Yeah,
this is
he has.
great
He
because
certainly has.
He is just he is so supportive, and he's really kind of like being able to get, you know, he's very into just community involvement, people getting together, people, you know, and he's been a great supporter, really has been.
And Clitheroe Town Council have supported us financially as well. So thank you to the Town Council.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I think we should now get another message as well. This time from the Ribble Valley Mayor.
Respect.
Yes, let's do that.
Absolutely.
Hello there, I'm Stella Brunskill. I'm the Mayor of Ribble Valley, and I am absolutely delighted to be joining you on this fantastic event of the Ribble Valley Jazz Group. I mean, in all honesty, it's become an event not to be missed, and it grows and grows and grows. And I'm really glad that, you know, you are doing something exactly the same this time, except on Zoom. So, but at least we have the music. Our lockdown wouldn't be the same without the music. So I am really, really grateful, and I am dying to know exactly what your program's going to be and what kind of music you're going to be playing and so on and so forth. I like traditional jazz actually, and some modern, but no, you know, particularly my favorite. But hey ho, I'm really looking forward to listening to you all. And I know there's some marvelous talent out there. And honestly, if you can bring it into our homes, we will always have this Zoom situation where you can actually get your music into the homes. So thank you very much indeed for partaking in it, and also demonstrating your great wealth of expertise in the music area.
Okay, right. Well, we're going to talk a little bit now about two sessions, which is there's one on Saturday and one on Sunday, and they're both at 7:10 actually. The first one is the Essential Guide for Young Musicians. Now that sounds interesting. Tell us about that, Sue.
Well, it's being chaired by the artistic director of the National Youth Jazz Collective, Izzy Barrett, who founded that organisation in 2007, and she's been an incredible mentor and educator for some of the best names in jazz that we know today, people like Laura Jerd, give everybody else, but actually the two people that we have on Sunday are already headline guests. So, but on tomorrow, on Saturday, we have two of the finalists of the 2020 Young Jazz Musician of the Year, Ralph Porritt and Alex Clark. And they're delightful young people. And they will be talking a little bit about exactly how they came into being jazz musicians, what made them really feel that they wanted to devote their life to that, but also some of the kind of like really quite technical and kind of detailed tips to be able to really start kind of like improving your practice. So it's a must for all young musicians, absolutely gold dust.
That sounds great, yeah. And then on the Sunday, again, we have the new standards for women in jazz with Izzy Barrett again.
This is a growing movement, I think, for women in jazz, so that women are kind of thinking, well, we have the kind of like the standards book, don't we? But actually it's really nice to pick out those standards that have been composed by women. And sometimes, often, you don't realise that they've been composed by women, or there have been other standards that have been forgotten. And they're great to be able to kind of like use within women's groups, women's jazz groups. We've got a women in jazz group here in the Ribble Valley. And we've got two absolute superstars to be able to talk about that and how they've been able to kind of develop that. We've got Rosie Turton, who's a composer and trombonist as well, has played with Nubia Garcia and so on in Nerea and so on. So she's absolutely at the top of her game. She's coming along. And Jazz Kaiser, who plays drums and percussion, and she's also absolutely hitting the headlines as well as a composer. And so they'll both be talking about exactly how their approach to that is, and how they've found that, and how that has improved their confidence and so on.
That's great. Miles, did you want to say something about that?
Well, I'll just say that it's great that the festival can strengthen that locally. Having those kinds of people, those big hitters, impacting some of the musicians locally, the young ones and the women musicians, then we can make what's happening around this part of the world stronger.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you another thing that's been lovely is because actually I met Ralph and Alex through the web, I suppose, earlier this week. And they both come from different areas of the country. And it's really nice to make connections with the jazz scene in London and the South, and also the jazz scene in the Midlands. That's where Alex comes from. Really interesting to hear.
Absolutely, yeah, that sounds really good. We must say on these two sessions, we've had one or two little issues, haven't we, with technical issues, and it's the first time we've done a full online festival like this before, so we're hoping that everything is going to go. We're touching woods as much as we can. But what's going to happen tomorrow at 7:10? We're going to stop the main festival stream, and then we would like people to refresh the browsers so that the new stream can be put on side.
So it's a little bit like, if you can imagine kind of like finishing a gig at the Grand, and then you're going to kind of like whiz down to the old school rooms. It's exactly like that, really. So just basically, we'll kind of direct you exactly where you're going.
We'll direct everybody.
But yeah, you'll get there. It'll be fine.
That's great. Good. I think we've probably got enough time to play a little video, and we do have a video. Can we play Eric's video? Can we do that? And we've got enough time, haven't we, to put that one in just before? That would be lovely.
What's the
nice.
time?
Yeah. I think we've got enough. We've certainly got enough time to play it.
Can I just mention also that Ribble Valley Borough Council, we saw the mayor speaking. They also have contributed financially to this festival to make this happen. So it's good to flag that up and to say thank you very much, Ribble Valley Borough Council. We have had support in previous years, and it looks like from the mayor's words that they like what we're doing, and we hope that they'll support us in the future as well.
I mean, we've quite a few partners as well, haven't we? And it's and
they're all on behind you.
They're
on the
all
wall
on, all on here behind us. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. Nice.
And we will be talking about those throughout the weekend
Yeah.
as well. Some more, a little bit more in detail. Okay, can we? Have we got that video close by? 1 minute. Okay, we'll just.
Well,
just
Eric
wait for that.
Ainsworth has been the president of the festival, and we tried to twist his arm to get him up on the stage, but he had trouble getting his band together. So we did what we could, and this little film is his little offering.
That's one of the issues that we have faced this year, isn't it? Trying to put the lineup together, especially with some of the more senior jazz musicians, shall we say?
Ones,
You know,
yeah.
enable experienced jazz musicians in order to get together and rehearse and practice and be together it's been really, really difficult. So I mean, bearing all that in mind, our choices for performers has been quite limited this year
Yeah.
as well, and I think the lineup is fantastic. You know, considering all that we've had to go through in the last 12 months for sure. But it would be wonderful to hear from Eric, because Eric is. He's a bit of a star in Clitheroe, isn't he?
He's a
Everybody
legend.
knows him. He's a legend
Yeah.
in Clitheroe, yeah. Are we good? We're good to go, okay.
Eric Ainsworth, thank you for joining us at this festival with a little recorded film. I've been around here, this part of the world, for I suppose about 20 years, and pretty soon after I arrived, you came onto my horizon. You were a legend then. And one of the things, if you let me just say, one of the things I noticed about you, I saw you playing, and I actually saw you from the front, and you had a keyboard a bit like the one you got there in front of you now, but I was transfixed by your knees. As you were playing, it was the bounce in your knees that drew me in, and I fell in love with the sort of joy that was happening in front of me. And that the visual was also part of the sound as well, so that was one of my first memories of seeing you performing.
Yes, that's me. My knees and legs have always been going, and in fact so much so it's one's had it now, playing. But I've always enjoyed playing. I've been involved in jazz right from the very beginning, and in Blackburn, all over the show really. I enjoyed it. And then I always remember one particular incident which ties in with the festival really. Not this particular one, but the festival full stop. And we were doing a gig down at the Rugby Club, which in fact is we use that now for the jazz fest sessions
All right.
in Clitheroe. And we were doing a special event for a gentleman, who was a policeman actually, who was retiring, I think he was. Anyway, we were doing this festival, this session for him on his birthday or whatever it was. And Jeff Jackson was there, part of the audience, so to speak. And he came across and he said, Eric, I want to have a word with you. So I did have a word with him, and I was amazed because he said, look, Eric, we're thinking of starting a jazz club and doing a festival, and etc., etc. And I was astounded because, I mean, it sounded quite remarkable to try to get something like that going in Clitheroe. Anyway, lo and behold, the rest is history, of course.
Well, it happened.
It happened.
That ambition, that imagination.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and the work that was involved with the team at the time, like it is now. People that put a lot of work into it and did things and got things going, and things moved.
Yeah.
And the rest is history, of course.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate to be president on 2 occasions, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I participated obviously in the festival as well, which once again I enjoyed, and I worked at that time down at the Grand every Sunday lunchtime with my trio, with Lynn Fairbanks eventually. And the rest was history there again. And of course now it's all stopped, and it's been catastrophic, of course, for everybody.
There has been a bit of a pause, hasn't there?
Quite a pause indeed, but fortunately you've had a good team with you.
But it hasn't necessarily paused the musicians to maintain their sanity, as I understand it. Even if they haven't got an audience, they still have to keep up on their instrument and keep. Do you practice? Are you practicing?
Well, I do when I can. I mean, I've all sorts of bits and things to do, and things happen, obviously, which detracts sometimes. But I do try to put a bit of time in on the piano.
Do you get to it every day, do you think? Or
Yeah,
not?
I do. I probably sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I will do.
Yeah.
Every day I will give a minute or two or whatever.
And do you, when you sit down, do you just think, I want to hear something, and you just start playing it, or do you
Yes,
do
I do.
exercises? What do you?
No, I do a bit of both.
Right.
A bit of both. Because it's a full-time job, really, in a way. You've got to keep going.
I know that somebody might be tempting you to get to the Spread Eagle in June or July to
That's right.
do a gig.
Yeah, well, we did a few gigs there over the years.
Would you honour us with a few chords?
I will indeed. That's better.
That's beautiful.
That's better.
I love that
I
tune.
love it's a good tune.
Yeah.
The chords are.
We could have that again and again and again, couldn't we?
I loved it. So it's a lovely tune, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, I think about Norma.
With that one.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much you do. Can do with it, you know. So much.
That's music. I'm still a student, an amateur student of music.
Right.
But did something happen at the end there called resolving?
Yeah, resolving.
It kind of
brings it back.
fell it all into the right place,
yeah,
didn't it?
It does. It's a different. You know, you play. You normally play, and you go back to the middle. But instead of that, you do.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
It's a little. It's just a little surprise that
That's right.
just takes it back away again,
Yeah,
and then it
does,
just
yeah,
settles down
Yeah,
beautifully.
when it settles down, when it comes back, drops down to the chord.
Yeah.
You know, it's an
Well, there endeth the lesson. Thank you very much, Eric Ainsworth.
You're very welcome.
There's a lot of love for you around these parts. So
Thank you very
thanks
much,
for finding the time, man.
Thank you, indeed.
Ribble Valley Jazz and Blues Festival 2021 is quite a different event to the one planned for 2020. It's free and online, and that's because we want you to be safe as well as getting the best of jazz and blues served direct into your home. We are so pleased you could join us. It means everything to know that you are watching. Now we need you to do something for us. Press the paypal.com donate hyperlink below in this YouTube screen to make a donation to Ribble Valley Jazz and Blues. Your money will be ring-fenced to pay the musicians involved in this year's festival. You know the economic and social toll that this pandemic has had on artists. We are so excited that they've chosen this festival to recharge and get back on the road. Please donate anything you can afford. Reaching our £2,000 target will mean we can go on to plan next year's festival, back onto the streets, into the pubs, into the parks, making Clitheroe and the Ribble Valley Jazz Central for one special weekend next year. See you there in 2022. Meanwhile, make it happen with your donation right now. We know you can rely on you. Thank you.